Hi, I'm Phil Qualman, Superintendent of Eagle County School District. Lately, I've been visiting schools to speak with teachers and staff to reinforce our mission and learn how things are going in classrooms. And I have important messages to convey, so I'm recording this video in order to reach you sooner and more directly. First, I'd like to reiterate our goal for this school year: safely keep as many students in school for as long as we can. To provide some perspective on how safely we are reaching that goal, I'll share some numbers on the impact of COVID-19 on our school system. As of November 12th, we have 17 students or staff members who are currently positive for COVID-19. That is 0.2% of our total students and staff. We have 453 students and staff members who are currently quarantined, which is about 6%. That means we're able to provide in-school teaching and learning for about 94% of our students and staff. Since March, we've been on a roller coaster of emotion, with more lows than highs. We know that our students have felt that uncertainty at home as well as at school. Data and practical experience reinforce that students do better academically and emotionally when they can come to school. That is why we set the goal to safely keep as many students in school for as long as we can. This goal does not mean that ECSD will fight tooth and nail to be the last man standing, regardless of the data and practical challenges that come with keeping schools open in the face of a pandemic. We are not blinded by optimism bias or the wishful thinking that we can power through obstacles at any cost. Our plan allows us to stay open where we can, provide continuity of learning to as many as possible for as long as it remains safe and operationally manageable. That leads me to the key performance indicators, or as Colorado Public Health calls it, the COVID-19 Dial Dashboard. I'd like to take a minute to review the KPI and provide some perspective. If you click on Eagle County, it shows three areas that combine to create the total index score. First is the cumulative incident rate. This has grown steadily for several weeks, and we're now in the red zone. That's right here. This represents the total number of people per 100,000 who have tested positive in the last 2 weeks. So remember, this is not an actual number, but a ratio. Our actual number would be half of this, since the population of Eagle County is about 50,000, and this ratio is based on 100,000. We'll show the map of our 2-week average positivity rate right here, where Eagle County remains in yellow, and finally, decreasing or stable hospitalizations, which most of the state is in green. My point is to show that media, and especially social media, accentuate sensational details and highlight alarmist information, which forces us to be more critical consumers of information. To borrow from Home State Peak School, we are crew, not passengers. We can't be passive participants in someone else's narrative, or on the emotional yo-yo of Facebook folly and keyboard crusaders. We have to be clear-eyed crew in this process and control our narrative with our own data. To that end, be assured that our district plan is anchored to a single word in our current goal: safely keep as many students in school for as long as we can. Since August, we've managed 46 separate incidents of school or cohort level quarantine, and only one was determined to be school spread. This means our layers of protection are working. Our efforts to social distance and maintain smaller cohorts have limited disease spread in our schools. As we move into the orange zone, I'm confident our schools are safe places to teach and learn. Our plan allows for schools to operate if it is safe and operationally manageable to do so. If not, we are prepared to go remote on a moment's notice. We did this at VSSA in recent weeks. We had about half the students and several staff members quarantined, and it was not operationally manageable to continue in-person instruction. Take this as evidence that we are ready, willing, and able to transition to remote. In coming weeks, expect some grade levels in your school to go remote. Expect some schools to go remote. This is anticipated, so don't be alarmed when it happens. It's the expected outcome of our goal to safely keep as many students in school for as long as we can. In making the decision to go remote, the KPI is an important metric, but not our only metric. We're also monitoring the following. And you can pause here if you want to read all these, but I'm going to move on. The point is that we're following a lot of additional indicators in our system. We're also mindful of the second-order impact of quarantine closures on our ability to effectively manage schools. In other words, when we close cohorts in preschools, it affects other teachers in the district whose children must quarantine. We lose staff every day who have to stay home with their children who have been quarantined. Know that we're using objective data to make our decisions. All along, we have made decisions based on current data that are right for our community. We listen to staff, principals, public health, and parents in making our decisions.